Hello there, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want things to change, we do need to shift and change the energy within. And hopefully, these readings give you some insight into what's going on within you so that you can understand what's going on outside of you and make it better. Okay, that's the goal. Today is Friday. It's Venus's day. It is the day of love, so we do our love reading. But, I was getting tired of my spread, so I jazzed it up a bit. I interwove the oracles so you don't have to wait for the end for all the oracles, and they're, spaced out a little bit more and more applicable to each position. So it's going to be a fun one today. Let's start with the divine feminine energy because that's the one that I'm leaning towards. So the first question is, what is the divine feminine thinking about the connection with the divine masculine right now? What is she thinking about the divine masculine? And we're seeing here the Ace of Cups. And it's ravioli, one of my favorites ever. The Ace of Rapina in this deck because that's the stuffed pasta. I love that. That's like the cups is what holds the ricots. Anyway, so she is thinking of ravioli. Sounds about right. She's thinking about having this full cup. It's overflowing. Having this love. She's been pouring down this love upon herself. Do you see how we're kind of looking at, almost looks like it could be a sink, but it could also be a bathtub, like if you were sitting in a bathtub as well. And there's this feeling of having nourished herself, having poured a lot of energy, positive energy, cleansing energy, really taking care of herself. So she's like, I know that if I've been doing this, that I can assume the person who matches me will be doing this as well. And it's likely that they now have this cup overflowing. And I get a sense that I want to experience an offer of romantic love. I want, them to approach me and say, hey, I love you. let's start it up, is what I'm hearing. So that's what she's thinking about the masculine right now. Take this cup that I have that's filled with love, and please offer me one in return so we can get this party started. Let's get it started. What is the masculine thinking about? Well, this is very interesting because we have the King of Cups here. And with the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups together, it's almost like this cup that the divine feminine is thinking she would like to receive, the masculine is kind of holding it. And it seems like he might be in this emotional maturity. It looks like he's about to, stick his toe in here to the water. He's about to take that deep dive into his feelings and emotions. They may be thinking along the same lines right now. Divine feminine is like, I'm pouring this love onto myself 100, and I fully expect to see that reflected back to me. And the divine masculine is like, yeah, my cup was empty without you, and I had to learn to fill it. And, I'm kind of ready to see what it's like to share from that cup now with you, I think. This is what they're thinking, remember. So, I added a new position. It used to be thinking, saying, doing. I added thinking, feeling, saying, doing. Right? That seems right. Okay, so feeling is the bottom of the deck, and it's weird because I don't have reversals in this deck yet. But it's the Lovers, and it's in reverse. So here's how divine feminine is feeling. She's feeling unloved. She's thinking that she is pouring out this love and in a positive way towards herself and doing everything she needs to be doing. But she's feeling like it's not producing the manifestation that she is hoping for. I'm hearing her say, where's the love? Where's the love? Where's the love? I'm putting the love in, and I'm putting that love into me. So where's the love? Like, I feel like it's missing, you know, and it's not coming from a place of having to go back to square one and find that you love yourself and all that stuff. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's like, no, I know it's there, but I can't feel it. Why is that? I know it's there. Like, I feel it coming from spirit, but why am I not feeling it coming from my person in the physical? Why is it only in this internal way? It's lovely. Like, I love it. It feels so good to be here. I'm glad that I'm here. But why am I stuck here? What is happening? Divine Masculine, what is he feeling? I can't let go. I can't let this go. I cannot let this go. I'm holding on as tightly as I can. I'm protecting my feelings. I'm guarding my heart. I'm guarding my feelings. I don't want to be hurt. I'm scared of getting hurt. So I feel like I have to tread very, very, very cautiously. You know, I know that it's time for me to dip my toe in and deep dive into that emotion. And I think that I'm capable, but at the same time, I feel really like I just have to hold on for dear life, all the control that I have. And the material world provides me with that sense of control. So I'm just going to focus on that. I'm going to build my money. I'm going to build that foundation. I'm going to stabilize. But you know, I feel stable actually. I feel secure. When I feel into that, I feel secure. I'm even on this secure throne here. So what am I doing? Why am I holding on to this? I need to let go. I need to let this go more. I need to let go. I need to let go. Okay. I don't have to hold on so tightly. I'm secure. I need to get used to that feeling. So that's what the masculine energy is doing. Now you'll find reflections of yourself in both of these energies because both of these energies apply to you. So here's where I started changing it up. This position is what are they saying, and then I'm going to read what they're saying to you directly from the Spirit Animal Oracle. How we usually do at the end, it's just going to come in the position of what are they saying to you. So, for some reason, I grabbed the masculine first. I guess he really wants to speak first, so I'll just go with it. And we're getting here the star. So this is what he's saying. You are a star. You're a star. Like, I can see it. Anybody with eyes, ears, anybody with consciousness can feel it, tune into it. You are something else. You are out of this world. You're stellar. You're my cosmic connection. So if I'm reading this to you and you're like, oh, my person's not saying that to me at all, that might be a clue that the person that you're focused on is not in alignment with your energy. You're able to say that your person is a star. You're able to embrace them as like this cosmic connection. If that person isn't saying that to you in some form, it doesn't have to be in terms of like like a text message or something, but you should be getting something about that. If they're writing to you indirectly, if they're sending you music, if they're sending you, and I'm talking about your actual person, not your shuffle. So like because your divine masculine energy is going to reflect back to you where you are at. So, but your person that you're focused on may not be in alignment with that energy. So just use your judgment about this. If you're not receiving messages that this person is saying, hey, you're a star. Like, I can't even believe how big of a star you are. You're amazing. It's possible you're focusing on the wrong energy right now. And you should take your focus off of that energy. That is just a fair warning for you. So what else would your person be saying right now? They would be saying ant spirit. This is giving me collaboration. Like maybe like you're a star and I want to work with you kind of an energy. Yeah, look, time to collaborate is the name of the phrase on this card. It is the Magician card. So you're a star and you're magical too. Oh, and they're saying this to you. Do you really believe you have to do everything yourself? Do you believe that somehow any help you get will be disappointing or not good enough? Perhaps it's time to address your issues of control and bias toward the negative. It doesn't matter where or why you came to be pessimistic or mistrustful. The fact that I am showing up now in your life is a sign that you have an opportunity to heal and to relearn to trust that others will show up for you in a genuine way. I want you to remember that your expectations and limiting beliefs are a vibrational offering that draws in the opposite of what you desire. This is reminding me that I saw a good TikTok today about karma, a better way to talk about karma, and I'm going to watch it again and articulate it for you the next time, because it's really important message I'm feeling coming through. Spirit wants to help us and will send collaborative partners our way. It's time to see the universe as conscious and connected, loving and helpful. But you must participate in this activity of co-creation. Creating reality is not just about dreaming. So this is like, you gotta work with me. You gotta work with me. You gotta collaborate with me. If you're feeling orphaned from community, reach out and communicate. If you feel vulnerable, know that being present in your vulnerability can help you draw in someone who wants to assist you. Trust in our partnership with Spirit, and our outer conditions will start to reflect that. Then we will see the miracles waiting for us, including being partners who are ready to lend a hand. Okay, so I'm sure this is a little rough for some of those of you in the collective to hear right now, because this is saying that basically the masculine energy is like, you got to reach out and communicate because you're the star, like you're above me on this on the scale here. And that's sort of an interesting thing. So that might be something that you are thinking. You're thinking that this person has to reach out to you because they're above you, or you're thinking that they think that about you. That's you, what your masculine energy is thinking right now. It's also saying that the masculine knows that if he's basically saying, look, I know you're a star, and that if I want to work with you, I have to say something. I have to do something about it. That's like pretty much what he's saying to you. I know you're a star, and I know that a star would need me to approach them and reach out and connect with you. I recognize that. So there's that. Okay. Oh my Lanta. Okay, let me see. It is the Six of Minuta, this is the Divine Feminine. What is she saying to the masculine? She's saying, reciprocate, bro. We've got the alphabet soup. We love that. That's giving communication vibes. Speak to me. Give me some of the same kind of communication, conversation that I've been offering you. And this is something hearty. Give me something I can really, that's gonna last me. Not just a spoonful, but a whole bowl here. I need you to talk to me, because I put in all this time and energy, and I've spoken to you, so I really do need you. I need you to talk to me. I need you to give to me the same kind of energy I give to you. That we have to be equal in that. And then we're getting be playful, sandpiper spirit. So coming along with this generosity message, this is like, I expect you to be generous, but also let's just have fun, okay? So what she would say to the masculine is, when your heart is heavy and life seems to weigh you down, my message is to lighten your burden by finding joy and humor in the everyday. Become like a playful child filled with curiosity and wonder, like the alphabet soup thing, like be like a kid again, And soon you will find you feel your own spirit lift. A few minutes or hours of fun-filled delight is exactly what you need now. Enjoy the ridiculousness of life and be willing to jump in. Let your inner goof out to express itself with abandonment. So this is like, be in your full energy, man. Take a leap. Be goofy, be awkward, be Page of Cups energy. Like, just have fun with this. Like, this is something we're going to look back at, and we're going to laugh at the time that we spent in this turmoil listening to tarot readings. Like, we're just going to be like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, remember that? It was like our whole life for a while. Like, just allow yourself, masculine energy, to just lighten up. Like, yes, I'm a star. You're right about that. But but stars have fun. Like, we're just people. Like, calm down. We're exceptional people. But, like, calm down, right? Okay, so the next part I did, this is for those of you who like and want timing. You do not have to use this timing. This is not a timing that means that this is when something is going to happen. This timing that I'm bringing in this is the doing part, because we did thinking, feeling, saying, and now we're on the doing card. So this gives you a timeline for whatever it is that they are doing right now, either how long it's going to take for them to process through this energy, or what it would take to shift them into a faster timeline, depending on how you want to use timing. So we are getting the Two of Swords for the Divine Masculine. So this is what he is doing right now. Okay, he is actually seeing the feminine as not able to see him. He sees her as blocking communication to him, because he hasn't made a choice. He has to choose to go down one path or another, and without him making the choice, he just kind of keeps this standstill between them. And this is also an energy of peace or a truce as well, because there's a surrendering aspect to the Two of Swords. So what he's doing is just kind of surrendering to the divine feminine's current status of not looking at him, not watching him, going inward, and requiring that if he wants to communicate, that he would have to come directly and speak to her. And so he needs to make up his mind or make a decision or a choice. Now we're getting the Four and a House card, and then we're getting the Mushroom card, the protection message, or the dawn message, or the dusk message, and it is number 31. So if you're going to use dates, you want to use dates, numbers that may be important are 2, 4, and 31. That could be 2024, the 31st of a month. It could be February 4th in 2031. It could be, whatever date that feels the most realistic to you in terms of a timeline. It could be 4 days. It could be 4 weeks. Let's look at the seed and sickle card to see what the timeline is for mushrooms. I believe that's fall. So that's coming up quick here for some of us at the time of this reading. But you could see this at any time, because this is a timeless reading. So just apply it to where you are. Yes, this would be fall energy. So this can also mean a season of your life. It doesn't have to be the actual season that you're in, but at this point, the year is nearing completion, and it's time to reap the rewards. The cycle of the seasons has seen us mature into adulthood, and although there is still some work to be done, now we are entering a period of abundance and prosperity, and it's time to celebrate. Fall is also a season of change. With their annual toil ended, plants are scattering their seed, retreating back underground, or starting to change color and lose their leaves. The days, too, are growing shorter, a source of melancholy for some, though an indication of the natural order of things. This is the time for preservation and reconnection, to focus on our homes, which is so interesting because this came out with a house, rather than our fields, and to share stories of our year's experiences with our community. So I'm getting a strong feeling of the coming months, within 4 months of now. It could be even sooner than that. It could be within 4 weeks, and 4 weeks is kind of feeling about right, honestly, at the beginning of the fall. But during that time, it could be the 31st of August, quite honestly, because we're coming up on that. But that's the timing vibes I'm getting. The mushroom, and like I said, it doesn't mean that this is when something is going to happen for you. This is when the masculine energy makes a decision or choice, which baby honey child means you. So you're going to make some kind of a decision or choice. It's going to be a time of abundance. It's going to be a homing, a time where you're focused on the home, something like that. But you are also going to be making some kind of a decision or choice. It's not just about your person. Although it can involve that, that's not necessarily what it means. A lot of times we get disappointed with tarot readings because we are attached to a certain outcome when we're hearing these readings, and the readings don't guarantee outcomes. They are expressing or explaining the energy when certain outcomes would be likely and why it would be likely or unlikely based on your thoughts or beliefs about them. That's how I do these readings. So don't get too attached to the timing, but look at it as in your current mental state, you need about 4 weeks minimum to process this. It's feeling like a fall kind of a feeling, because it's feeling like it's a time when things are more at near their completion. So if you're not quite near your completion yet, it's when you're at that feeling when things really are complete. And if you want to know what that means for you, getting a private reading is the best way to go, because it's going to be different for everybody. Okay. So, for the feminine energy, what is she doing? We have the page of Lunga. This is very interesting because this is something I'm actually not doing lately, which is watching or spying or looking at social media, but I am learning and curious about what's going on. I'm definitely curious about what's going on, but I've really done a good job of stepping back. Like, I have not looked at my person's stuff in weeks, like maybe almost a full month or more now. So, and that's a very long time for me to not like use a private account or just like have a friend be like, oh, did you see anything? I didn't even look on my birthday. Like, I just shut that down. So if you're not looking or seeing or spying at your person, it's about you're curious about what they're doing. You're also just learning. You're learning more about yourself. You're learning more about the courage that you need to work up in your life so that you can move forward. And you may start watching again. There may be a time when you start watching again, and it's okay. It's not bad when you do. When you just know that when you tune into the 3D and observe the 3D, you usually create more of the 3D. So if you tune in and you observe something that you're like, ugh, step back from it. Check your thoughts, check your feelings, check what you're focused on in your life, check where you are. Once that all feels good again, test the waters. If you're like, ugh, stay away. Like, for me, it's just been better for me to stay away, because I just feel like whatever I would get would not be satisfying me. It would just be continuing to perpetuate feelings I had for a long time that I no longer want to feel. I want to feel connected, not disconnected. I want to feel together, not separated. And for me, not focusing on him being separate from me is one of the feelings that helps me feel I'm together in union with him, in this case, of my own personal journey. So, Divine Feminine, exploring, learning something. I'm learning a new language. But this is what you're literally doing to the masculine. So, you may be, you're at this reading, so you're curious about the energy because you're listening to a reading. So, this doesn't have to be just social media spying. It can also be doing readings, which I obviously do. So, I'm still doing that. But I think you're learning more about yourself and your needs than you are about your person at this time. We're getting the Rider. This is a 1 that's coming up. And so 1 week, 1 month, which kind of is in alignment with the 4 weeks thing on the other one. And then I think this is fall too. Oh, this might be winter. Apple. Let me see. This is the apple, which is giving me Adam and Eve type vibes. And you're also getting a dusk card. Yeah, this is winter. So the winter, although the ground is dead and bare during the cold months of winter, so maybe this is when you start watching again. Because this is what you're doing to the masculine. So maybe it's going to take you this long to like get back into that flow where you pay attention to their 3D self. And if something happens in the fall, that makes sense that then in the winter you'd be like, oh, it's fine for me to watch his social media again because like it doesn't make me feel disconnected from him anymore, right? So like maybe there's something about that timeline there. So although the ground is dead and bare during the cold months of winter, what shows on the surface isn't necessarily what's happening out of sight. What appears dormant above is setting its roots beneath the soil, and seeds are waiting eagerly for the frosts to pass. After all, the purpose of a long hibernation is to gather strength for the beginning of a new year. Winter cards represent being tested in order to grow, inner reflection, community, and releasing negativity. Cards from this season suggest a period of planning or preparation for the start of something new. Perhaps a current project has ground to a halt. These cards may be recommending that you step back and consider a new direction. So that's the energy of the fall card. The Rider is also giving me, this is usually messages coming through, which is also to what the Page of Swords is about. So maybe this is just like actually communicating, actually having some real conversations with the masculine, being brave enough to really kind of, maybe you're out of the phase where you're just sort of in this like early stages thing, and you start to ask like harder questions, deeper questions, more probing questions. The Apple energy says everything has an ending. Whether it is today or 100 years from now, nothing can stay as it is, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We naturally shy away from death and change, but don't forget that this too is in nature's plan. Something in your life needs closure. Come to terms with it, embrace it, and know that in its ending, something new and beautiful will soon emerge. So, this is kind of you saying to the masculine right now that the way we were doing things is over, right? Like, I'm never going to go back to this social media thing where, we just look at each other and watch each other and we don't communicate directly. And like, there was like a nostalgia there. Like, it was a fun way to interact for a while, but it's never going to be that again. I'm never going to run from you again. Like, you're basically, by ending this looking at the masculine's content, it's funny because look at the horses going backwards while the person is sitting in the opposite direction. It's like by halting that, you've actually started moving forward. By continuing to look at their social media, you were staying in the past. You couldn't see where the horse was going. Like, you couldn't find the right direction to go in because you just kept seeing the things from your past reoccurring again and again and again, which is never fun. So that is what you are doing. Okay, so there's two more positions. The next one is, what do you need to do to create more harmony between what you're thinking and saying and doing so that you can get where you want to go? And then the final position is, what's the current happiness potential? So first, let's do what does the masculine energy need to do to create more harmony between what he's thinking, feeling, saying, and doing. So we see the 7 of Pentacles here. This is time investment. This is letting things grow and expand, and it's actually harvesting them. If you don't harvest your crop, you'll lose it, right? You have to harvest the crop. If it's not harvested in time, there will be problems with it. There will be overgrowth. It will become inedible. There will be pests that will get to it, and you won't be able to get as much as you can from it. So it's important that this masculine energy actually start to reap the rewards that he's sown. He to actually allow himself to receive the bounty of that which he has created. Divine Feminine, in order to create more harmony, she needs to know the value that she is bringing to the connection. This is knowing her own value that she's offering, right? She knows she has her heart. She's offering her heart. But I think she's less in tune with how much actual value she really has. And this is just increasing that self-concept, letting that grow so that you recognize your star quality. The masculine can see it. Why can't you? Right? The masculine sees it very clearly. It's like he can see right through any way that you might be appearing to not believe in yourself. He can see that. It does make you feel very vulnerable. All right, let's get your final cards. So what is the happiness potential here? We're getting peace, the protection message from the Wisdom of the Oracle number 23, which is giving me this year vibes. So this year, what about it? And if it's not 2023 anymore when you're seeing this, then it just means the year that you're seeing this. When I'm saying it's giving me this year vibes. Yep. Now's the time for calmness and well-being in spite of temporary conditions. Even if there are dissonant notes, in the music of your life, all that means is that you must go within and fine-tune the extraordinary instrument that you are. Find harmony within yourself and don't look to the outer world to provide certainty. This too shall pass, and once again your life will be filled with beautiful music. So the main themes to work on right now are freedom. How did they just put that in a lovely way and I just went right out of my head. It said freedom from attachment, and radical acceptance. A sign for you that is significant for you and your connection and should remind you that all you need to do is come into that calm, temperance energy. Just lean into the calm and the peace are when you see mirrors right now. And this is this moment of reflection. Anytime you see a mirror, there's literally a mirror behind my head that doesn't appear to be a mirror. It looks like there's another room back there, but it's my mirror. But when you see mirrors, it's your moment to pause and reflect on that calm energy, to soothe yourself and to remind yourself that even though temporary conditions may not reflect my what I have asked for, I am open to how these temporary conditions will become the future that is best for me. It's like surrendering, accepting, freedom from attachment, and radical acceptance. So every time you see a mirror, that's what you should think of. And then let me give you some additional meanings of this card, number 20. That's 2023, by the way, on the cards. Okay. Who are you? You may be asking yourself this question since this card holds an energy of depth and discovery. A mirror, a still puddle, a disco ball. These surfaces all reflect exactly what you put in front of them. And this card is encouraging you to do the same. Take a few moments for yourself and tap into your intuition, thoughts, and emotions. Day-to-day responsibilities can often distract from taking the time to go within, so make the time. This card signals contemplation and the type of productive reflection that brings epiphanies. You are developing a deeper understanding and acceptance of yourself, which is an amazing thing. This can manifest as taking time out for self-care, meditating more often, or writing in a journal. Give yourself grace as you reflect on your life and how far you have come. Just be careful not to fall in love with your own reflection, that you stop seeing the beauty in the world around you and the signs and symbols they're calling out to you, guiding you. The additional meanings are: time alone brings clarity, develop a self-care routine, deepen your connections with others, focus your attention on yourself and your needs. So when you see a mirror, that's the one that's really standing out for me. Focus your attention on yourself and your needs. And when you are doing this, you are attracting somebody who has the same skill set to focus their attention on their needs and provide those needs, so that any relationship you have will be interdependent, not codependent. I love this self-care activity. This is my favorite one I could possibly get. It is the Read card number 42. Love this for us. I enjoy expanding my mind is the mantra of this card. Whether the book is a fantasy novel or a work of nonfiction, reading opens us to new perspectives and expands our minds. Get your hands on a book that gets you excited. Borrow one from a friend, visit your local library and ask the librarian for top picks, or go to a bookstore and browse the recommended titles table. Turn the experience of discovering what's just right for you into an adventure. Make sure you set aside some time to read a few pages each day. This self-care practice can be perfect for beginning your day or winding down in the evening. Consider how reaching for a book instead of your phone could support you in finding more balance. Reaching for a book in the morning and my journal in the morning instead of my phone has changed my life. Please do this thing for yourself. It is a very good thing to do. The journal prompt is, what was your favorite book to read as a kid? And how does it make you feel to think about reading it now? That's a fun journal prompt. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I have brought all of the messages through to you that were strong within this reading for the collective, and I hope that it helped you. Please do not mind my crazy room right now as I am switching things, and it's definitely feeling a lot better. You can't even imagine how much more organized things are right now than they were. This is very nice for me. Even right now, this is a little overwhelming, and it's only because I'm still have like a few boxes behind me that I have to deal with, but we're getting there. And then we'll start the decorative part, the fairy lights, and all that fun stuff. Then I'm excited to do that. So I shall see you all very soon. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like to receive a private, personal reading, click the links below to find everything you need. Please join me Saturday at 12 p.m. on Tuned In Tarot TikTok for free readings. You can also join me for a class after that on Pearl's Prayers TikTok, which will be about turning your passion into a side hustle. We're going to do couple of worksheets from this Mind Your Business workbook to grow your creative passion into a full-time gig. We're going to work on it together. It's kind of like a study hall session. I will lead the group for you and give you some feedback before we get started. But that is what we are going to do on, already tomorrow at 12 p.m. If you're seeing this on Friday, August 11th, that is. So I will see you tomorrow if you're interested in that. It is completely free, and there will be a playlist of classes available. Hopefully, we have to make sure. Sometimes that doesn't always work perfectly, but fingers crossed things will go well, and I will be able to provide that for you. So thank you so much. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.